This story was told to me by a wonderful teller named Taffy Thomas. He was visiting the Spurlock Museum where I worked one year, and I gave him a dare. I said, let's walk around the museum, and anytime you find an artifact that you think you'd have a story to go with, tell the story. And we walked around the museum for over 2 hours as he just told story after story. I was so stupid, I hadn't videotaped anything. I was taking notes just as quickly as I possibly could. And out of all the stories that he told, this was my favorite. It's called The Cracked Pot. It's from India, and I often tell it at the end of my adult storytelling performances. There was once a young man who worked for a very, very rich man. He lived in a mansion at the top of a tall hill. Now, this is an old story, and there was no running water in this house. In order for there to be water for washing and cleaning and drinking, this one man had to fetch it all from a stream at the bottom of the hill. Now, he got the water by carrying 2 big earthen pots, filling them up, bringing them up. And he did this many times a day, filling up a barrel that was in the mansion. Now, of these 2 pots, one was perfect. The other had a crack. A crack so big that by the time the young man had walked to the top of the hill and began emptying out those 2 pots, the cracked one had leaked half of its water. The perfect pot was a bully and spent all of its days telling the cracked pot how terrible it was and how that young man should get rid of it. One day the cracked pot had heard it so many times he believed it. And so when the young man came to pick up the pots to go down the hill, the cracked pot told the young man, please throw me away and get another pot. Why should I do that? The young man said. Well, because I leak water and I make you go up and down these hills so many more times than you should have to in a day. With 2 perfect pots, you could relax a little. Have you ever looked at the path that we walk up and down every day when I go to get the water? Yes, the cracked pot. The cracked pot said, no, not really. Well, we're about to take a trip now, and I want you to pay attention. So on the way down, the cracked pot happened to notice that on the other side of the path, there were these beautiful flowers, all different shapes, all different colors, all different aromas. It was wonderful. And on the way back, he happened to be on that side, so he could actually get a really good whiff and a really good look. He was so happy until the young man got them back into the mansion and started to empty them out, and once again the cracked pot had leaked half of its water. And again the cracked pot begged, please get rid of me and get another pot. Did you look at the path? The young man said. I did, and the flowers were beautiful, but it didn't help me hold any more water. You don't understand, the young man said. I planted the flower seeds on the side of the path I knew I always carried you as I came back up the hill. Those seeds were watered. Those flowers bloomed because of the water that you leaked. And my master's house is filled with beauty because of you. Why in the world would I get rid of you? Now we're all cracked pots. We all have something that keeps us from being perfect. But we also all have a way of making the world more beautiful. You did it by listening to me today, and I thank you.